Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Blackhat. Wow, are those trailers deceiving? Because this actually looked like a good movie from all the commercials I had seen. Well, let's just go ahead and get these positives out of the way really quickly, shall we? The biggest positive that I have to genuinely say for Blackhat was that I loved the diverse cast. We had a multitude of ethnicity and races here represented, and they were all given something to do. They were given meaty parts. Half of the cast was Asian and not even from America. So it was just fantastic to see that. And to see a lot of the film set in other countries, not just solely centered on the US. Another government had power. So I liked all of that. All the diversity factors were great. And I also thought the actors themselves did pretty well. They weren't given much at all to do. But, I thought Viola Davis took what she had and ran with it. She gave it her all. Chris Hemsworth gave it his all. And so did all the other actors. I mean, they tried. And finally, I guess this is a positive. There were a couple kind of cool action sets. Alright, that's all the niceness I can muster up for this movie. I hated Blackhat. This looked like amateur hour at the movies. Michael, man, you are an experienced director. This looked like somebody in college's first shot at trying a film as a class project. The directing was so amateur and terrible, it was distracting. It was hard to watch. The cinematography was okay, I guess, but the shaky cam was unwatchable in this film. You couldn't see any of the action, so we could have actually had great action sequences and sets in this film if only we could see them. The camera was literally shaking like this at least 40% of the movie. It was so hard to focus, it was so hard to see. I had to just turn my head and grunt several times throughout the movie. I was just so frustrated watching it. The writing was atrocious. The lines were just so terrible. The plot line was cliched and messy, and the dialogue just was almost vomit-inducing at parts. Not to mention, this was 3 different movies, 3 different scripts, glued together, patchworked to sort of make a story. On one hand, we had what could have been an intelligent and fun psychological hacker drama. Our second story is just a straight-up fun action movie. Fun time at the movies. And then our third story was a love story that was shoot in and should have had nothing to do in this movie at all. So we had 2 stories that on their own could have been good, and then one story that was just terrible. All mashed into one to make an incoherent mess of a movie that didn't know what it wanted to be, what it wanted to say, or how to even deliver a fun time at the movies. At the very least, that's what they could have done, and it just was not happening. The graphics in the movie were terrible, and they start off with this weird sequence that you don't understand, that what you're watching really, that looks like 1980s Sega graphics. It just looked terrible. And they do it maybe twice throughout the entire film. We didn't need it. We really didn't need to see it. The computer graphics were blah. Again, flashback to when computers were first invented with those computer graphics. It just blew my mind. The editing, oh my goodness, the editing was bad. So, I don't know how they dubbed this film, but they definitely dubbed it. Because at the beginning, I started to read lips, and I can almost guarantee you that the Chinese government officials at the beginning did the scene in English, and they were dubbed in Chinese with English subtitles added. While I appreciate the overall notion, why not just reshoot the scene with them speaking Chinese? Or, if these are actually American actors who don't know Chinese, why not hire Chinese actors? These parts were pretty small, and you didn't need really that great of actors in them. Just hire people who know how to speak Chinese. And then, the editor of this film was terrible. We had so many scenes that should have been left out because they had literally nothing to do with any of the story. They were just thrown in for us to see them. I don't really know why they were thrown in at all. And then we lingered on shots for just 5, 10, 30 seconds too long, just sitting there awkwardly as this shot that has no meaning, or a shot that started with meaning and now has gone long past any sort of meaning, lingers in our face. I just can't go on enough about how much I disliked Blackhat. And a big part of it is I was just so disappointed because it looked good from the trailers, and they really fooled me on this one. So overall, don't waste your money. I could not recommend this at all to anyone, not even at Redbox. Save your $1.30. If this was on TV, I would have turned it. I really didn't enjoy Blackhat at all. So, that has been my review of Blackhat. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the conversation. Have you seen Blackhat? Are you excited for Blackhat? Are you a Chris Hemsworth fan outside of his role as Thor? Go ahead and let me know down in the comment section below, or hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!